Hey guys, welcome to Sippin and Spillin with
Hola.
Sid and Mike from 3 Mississippi. Sorry, I had a receipt there to mark so I could try to see the seat while I was setting up the camera.
I'm like, what's playing with my ear?
Sorry, I was trying to, before Mike got in the truck, I was trying to set the camera up so that we could kill two birds with one stone because it's a very busy day for both of us today. So
Yeah.
we are on our way to a Home Depot in the big city to go pick up some dirt.
How big is that city? It's not that big.
It's not that big. Yeah, it's not that big, but it is what it is. So.
Yeah, so I'm not crazy about buying bagged dirt, but I haven't found a source out here for good, like, composted garden soil. And obviously I don't have my own compost operation going yet. I mean, it's going to take a year really for me to be making any amount of compost. I am going to try to collect all these hardwood leaves that are falling and get those into a pile, and then of course next year's grass trimmings, and then once we have poultry going and we're mixing that in, we'll get some good compost. But like I said, take a couple of years to really have that going. So the only dirt I've been able to find that I can buy like a truckload of is what they call topsoil at Neighbors, and it's just dirt. Like, it's not what I need. So we're buying bag dirt.
Yeah. I mean, eventually, again, guys, remember, we have just arrived. We have not had time to establish compost yet or to make connections for every single thing yet. Like, we've done, I think, tremendously well with a lot of that, but there's some of that just, takes a while.
And honestly, I don't even know if locally here there is a dirt guy like the guy we had.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because here there's decent
dirt.
Yeah, I mean, there's decent soil just naturally. So yeah, I don't know what people do around here for good topsoil, like plantable topsoil, but we'll figure it out.
Well, somebody was saying, like, go into the woods and collect a bunch of dirt, and in theory that's a great idea, but it's hard to be able to get into the woods and with a tractor without taking out trees to gotta wave to the neighbors, without taking out trees to be able to get a tractor back there to dig up dirt or to collect dirt. So I get where you were going with that, but it's not super realistic.
It is a good point. In those these hardwood forests around here, there is really good, the top few inches is really good black dirt from the decomposting of all of the leaves over the years.
In half a mile.
Sorry, guys.
It's also, when you start removing that, you're
sliding a little bit. It's, for whatever reason, not fully happy. It's bumping a little bit.
Yeah. When you start removing that dirt, you're also, kind of impacting that ecosystem there. And, I could get out there with a wheelbarrow and a shovel and collect some, and then wheelbarrow it back to where I can dump it into the bucket for the tractor. But I don't see doing that.
It's 0.1 miles.
I turned you down. What the heck?
So, yeah, so we're gonna buy bagged dirt. They have 2 cubic foot bags of what they call raised bed
left.
potting soil.
Keep turning her down. Keep turning her.
So, and they have, like, I think 48 bags to a pallet. So that's what, 96 cubic feet. I need about 80 cubic feet just for my strawberries. I might try to trim that back a little bit and try to get away with like 70, because I also want to be able to use some for the the other stuff that I'm going to be planting, you know, kale and collards, Swiss chard, and probably Brussels sprouts. So, but we'll see how far one pallet takes us. I think a pallet is supposed to be something like 1,450 pounds, and the payload capacity of this truck, I didn't look up this specific truck in the owner's manual. I just looked it up online, and depending on which suspension package we got, it's between 1,750 and 2,250 pounds. So even if we got the lightest suspension package, which I doubt we did because it is a four-wheel drive with a Reese hitch standard from the factory. So, but even if we did, the truck can handle the weight of the pallet. What can't handle the weight of the pallet is my tractor. My tractor can only lift 1,000 pounds with the loader arms, and I've never tested that. That's just what the specs are.
And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh man, we told you, you have to get the bigger tractor, you got to buy the bigger this, the bigger that. Here's the deal, guys. It's going to be very rare occasions where we would have to lift something that heavy. Most of the time, we're only going to be lifting a couple hundred pounds at a time. Number one. Number two, increasing the capacity of the tractor increases the price exponentially. A lot of you guys were like, oh, you should have sprung for the tractor with the cab and the AC and the this and the that. And I'm like, that's great. If we had won the lottery, that'd be fabulous. But
it was like another 10 grand to get a cab and AC.
Yeah, it's just not realistic for that, for us.
And then to step up to a model that, you know, that had loader arms with like a 2,000 pound capacity, lift capacity, I think it was another 10 grand or more. So we're just going to get an extra pallet while we're there, an empty pallet. We're going to sweet talk the folks at the Home Depot into giving us an empty pallet, and when we get back, Frankie will unload half of the pallet out of the truck onto the pallet sitting on the ground behind the truck, and then I can take the rest of the pallet out of the truck with the pallet forks, and then we'll have two pallets that are roughly, you know, 700 pounds each,
right,
that I can work with the tractor. So improvise, adapt, and overcome.
That's right. So yeah, that's the plan. That is the plan, Sam.
Yeah, I'm also gonna get, what else am I gonna get? Let's see.
I don't know.
I brought a list. I brought two lists. Let's see here.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, I have to go pick Frankie up at 4 because she has FFA tonight. FYI.
Oh, okay, so she goes straight to FFA after school.
Right.
And then you pick her up at about the same time as she would have got home.
Right. So
if she rode the bus.
Yeah, so she'll get home like 20 minutes later, basically.
Okay, so list number 1. Yep, 48 inches on pallet. It's 49 inches between the wheel wells in the back of the truck, so that pallet will fit in there nice and snug. We're gonna get a 16 by 20 heavy duty tarp. I have no idea what happened to all my tarps.
I do.
Did you find them?
No, you got rid of them.
No.
There's stuff that we got rid of that I was like, are you sure you want to get rid of this? And then there was stuff you wanted to take that I was like, are you sure you want to take? But the panic of packing sometimes can cause you to make interesting decisions.
We're gonna get 2 40-pound bags of 13 fertilizer. We're gonna get a small hand spreader. I have the bigger spreader for bigger jobs, but for smaller jobs, I don't want to use the bigger spreader, like for the garden, because you know, it's made for more of like broadcasting for like the fields. We're gonna get a flat shovel. We're gonna get a hula hoe if they have one here. I don't even know if they use hula hose in the South. Hopefully they do. If not, I'll order one online. We're gonna get 6 iron steaks, 2 to 3 foot iron steaks, because believe it or not, they don't even sell those at Neighbors in the town closest to us.
Oh, so they just don't sell them there?
Right.
Huh, that's why they kept sending me to weird things.
Yeah, they
Made
sent
no
you
sense.
to get pieces of all thread.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
And then we're gonna get 4 2x6s and 6 2x4s by 8. And we're gonna try to get all of that in the back of this short bed Chevy truck.
I have faith. We can do it. She holds more than she looks like she holds.
That's what
She's
she
a
said.
strong lass. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Yeah. So we're gonna hit the big grocery store out here while we're here to get a few things that are more, once every couple weeks or once a month. I try to hit a grocery store outside of our little town just because there's certain things that I can't get there. And everybody does it. It's just kind of normal. When you go into one of the bigger towns, you inevitably make sure you can hit the grocery store as well, because
I will say the meat section at our little grocery store in our little town
it's
is
bomb. Yeah.
not bad.
It's bomb.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, but and they have a decent produce section. It's just really small, and there's a couple people that set up their truck or whatever in the town square outside of the farmers market season, but it's usually just like tomatoes and pumpkins.
And and what's interesting is I think a lot of people in our area, I think it's just a cultural thing. I mean, they've grown up eating frozen and canned vegetables.
Yeah.
That's pretty normal. And
Not big on salads down here.
yeah, nothing wrong with frozen and canned vegetables, but I like, we like to have some living greens. We like kale, we like chard, we like, those are things that are just...
And I can still get them down here. It's just more limited quantities, and then I just have to go into town, once every couple weeks to get a new batch,
Once we have the garden going.
Yeah, this is, again, a lot of this stuff is temporary, because we haven't been canning our own stuff yet. We haven't been growing anything yet. We haven't, because we, just got here, so nothing's established.
We were going to be canning some sweet potatoes this weekend, but we had to kind of rearrange our trips. She was going to go get sweet potatoes today, but today was really the only day.
Turn left.
Today was the only day that she had a block of time available to do something like that, and frankly, the Home Depot trip was more important. So she'll probably get sweet potatoes next week if they still have them, and that's at 1,000 pounds of sweet potatoes for some ridiculous cheap, like $40. So yeah, we'll get that, and that's gonna be a big deal. So a lot of those sweet potatoes are gonna go out in the field for the deer, and some of them are gonna get canned, some of them are gonna get frozen.
In a quarter of a mile.
I don't know why she keeps getting louder.
It keeps turning up.
I don't know why.
Every time you turn it down, I can hear it turning down.
Right, and then she comes back full blast, because I'm convinced my phone and my car have somewhat of a poltergeist, because it does stuff like that, and I'm like, but why? It doesn't make sense.
Right.
And it's not every time, and it's not all the time, but it's enough that
Turn
it makes
left.
you go, like there she is, all being loud again. And Sassy McSasserson. I don't know.
Sassy McSasserson.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
You don't know about that? I don't know either. But yeah, and then today I gotta go to the property that my friends are buying, because they're doing their inspection today, so I gotta go meet the inspector. So that's gonna take a chunk of the day for me later too. And then I gotta make sure I'm back in town to get Frank. So
That's the same inspector we used, huh?
yes, but we never met him because we
Right.
weren't here.
Right. We just saw his report.
Yeah. Just saw the report card. That was it.
So yeah, so I guess that process is coming along for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're I mean they'll be here by Christmas.
Oh yeah, they'll be here by Christmas. They'll be here
They won't be here by Thanksgiving.
No, they'll be here like probably the second week of December.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
So yeah, second or beginning of third week. So they'll be here like right before Christmas, which Jen was less than thrilled about. She wanted to be here and settle before the holiday, but I was like, don't worry, like it'll be fine.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I mean, yeah, they can do Christmas at our house.
Oh, for sure.
And that way they don't have to worry about trying to
Decorate and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already told her. She's like, I need to hide like Kay's presents and stuff. I was like, you can hide them. I have them at my house. It's fine. Just have them shipped here. So, yeah. So yeah, lots of running around in the big city to do today to get some supplies. Aw, Paul.
That's right.
Yeah. So we just thought, well, we'll kill time today. We'll talk to you guys and fill you in on what we're doing today and what the next, couple days look like, getting all that stuff done and ready, because we're going to try to bang a lot of stuff out this weekend and kind of get some groundwork laid for some things. And
Yeah, trying to knock out a bunch of the small stuff that's preemptive, that has to happen, before we can really do some of the bigger stuff. So we got to get it done.
yeah,
Got to get it done.
get her done. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out with us and coming along for a drive into the birthplace of Elvis. We appreciate you. And